Hey everyone, it's your boy Zero. We're back with a brand new video. Unfortunately for us, Nanner's couldn't be with us today. He's still off adventuring elsewhere. But we have a very special video for you guys today. A viewer from the channel called Fran Kie, I hope I'm saying your name correctly, requested a special video all about Digimon Hyper Colosseum and how to play it. For those of you who have been tuning into the channel for a while now, we actually uploaded an unboxing of this very starter deck. In that unboxing video, we took out all the cards, translated them for you guys, and also explained in a very small fashion how to play the game. But this time we're going to get into the nitty-gritty. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, this is the Japanese version of the Digimon Digibattle card game. The Americanized version that we got here was a very watered-down version of this game. There's a lot of intricacies in this game. And also the cards look exactly like they do in the Digimon Season 3 series. Heck, I even have the Digivice right over here. When I was younger, I really wanted to learn how to play the actual card game myself, and luckily for us, now there are some resources that translate the cards for us and also let us play the game without actually having to buy the cards. Later on in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to play the game with the actual cards on the board and what to do. But before we do that, I have to explain the cards and how they work. I'm also going to get into the different phases of the game, and we're going to be doing that right now, so let's get into it. Alright everyone, let's get into this box right over here. I'm going to go ahead and move my depowered Digivice right over to the side. Keep that thing right over here. So once again, we're going to unbox this real quick. And I'm going to show you guys how the cards look like, how the board looks like, and how to actually use the cards. After that, we're going to go into an actual game, and you guys will see how the game flows. So first, we're going to talk about the board. Here we have the actual board for this game. It looks very similar to the Digimon Digibattle card game. I'll be showing you guys a picture of that as well. You have a couple of areas. Over here you have the main Digimon box. This is where your actual Digimon will be fighting from. The next level Digimon will be placed down here whenever you're digivolving. Every turn you're able to play only 3 option cards, which will be placed down here face down. Kind of like trap cards, if anybody here plays Yu-Gi-Oh! You kind of place them down as traps for you to use during the battle phase. Over here, they call it the growing card area. This is where you place your Digivice, your evolution cards, or the payment for digivolving from rookie to champion. Those get placed here from the deck area, which is actually here. They actually call it the net ocean for some reason. They could have just called it the deck area. And down here, right under my depowered Digivice, you have the dark area. So the dark area is your discard pile. Any cards that get used up or get deleted or something, you place them over here. So net ocean, dark area, Digimon box for battling, evolution box, option cards, and then your growing area. Over here, which is going to be a little bit difficult to see because of the camera angle. Let me actually move this a little bit to the side. You're going to see the score counter. Now the score counter over here is actually used to count how many life points you have left. Similar to Yu-Gi-Oh, you start with a certain amount of life points. The more you lose, the more life points you lose. So one of the cards from your 30 card deck would go over here sideways and help you count down. Yes, that does mean that you're left with only 29 cards in your deck to play with. Now, let's open this up real quick right here on camera. So then I could show you what these cards look like and actually do. If you guys want to see a translation of these cards, you can go ahead and watch that video right up here. We uploaded that video last year. So here is the starter deck. We actually have 1 extra card in this deck, which would need to be taken out. Every deck is built out of 30 cards, and the best way to build them, in my opinion, is by looking for a Mega level Digimon, let's say War Giromon over here, and then building your evolution line backwards from him. So of course you would need Metal Greymon, Greymon, and Agumon. We have him here as well. Heck, you could even build a deck out of 2 Megas and try to build their evolution tree based on that. That'll make it a little bit easier. It'll give you more options. Okay, now that we know how the board works, let me actually show you guys what these cards look like and how they work. Here we have a rookie level Digimon, Giromon. Now, the anatomy of these cards can be a little bit weird. The first thing we're going to focus on is the battle type. Up here you see a red box with the letter A. That means that you are a red battle type. That means that your opponent Digimon has to attack using their red attack power. Here we have Giromon as an example. Since we're both red, we're forced to use our red attack power, as you can see up here. However, if my opponent was a green battle type like this one, I would be forced to use B, while my opponent would be forced to use his A battle power. Keep that in mind, because this will help you create strategies for defeating your opponent by forcing them to use their weaker attack powers. Keep in mind though, the C battle power down here usually comes with an effect that says your opponent's A battle power will be reduced to 0. Keep that in mind, you might get screwed over later. Now, with a rookie Digimon, you can go ahead and Digivolve. To do that, you need a next level Digimon, like this one. In Japanese, he's called Rekamon, we know him as Dolphmon. It says here that he can Digivolve from Gomamon by taking one card from the top of the deck and putting it horizontally here in the growing area. X over here stands for irregular evolution, circle stands for regular evolution. X means horizontal, circle means vertical. So, while placing him face down here, we would take a card from the top of the deck and place it here as payment. Then, during the evolution phase, you place him on top, and you throw the other one out. Pretty simple. Digivolving to Ultimate, however, has its differences. Let's say I want to Digivolve Leomon into Panjamon over here, or Ice Leomon, whichever you want. Digivolving to Ultimate or Mega does not require payment from the deck, however, it does require a special option card. These option cards can differ. Up here it says we need an option card that says winning percentage 40%, specifically for Leomon. This one, however, will stand for its place. You would place the card down here during the evolution phase while placing him face down here in the evolution box. Use up the card, throw it out, and then, believe it or not, you don't continue stacking. You take the previous level Digimon, except for the rookie, throw that out, and then place the next level on top. You do the same thing for Mega. Right under your 3 attacks, you're also going to see a small bar that says lost point. That tells you how many points you lose depending on the level of your opponent's Digimon. Now let's talk about option cards. Option cards are very important. They help you power up your Digimon for battle. Now, there are several types of option cards. In this video, we're going to be focusing mainly on 3. Look at the top left area. Just like in the Digimon cards, you're going to have a special symbol up here. If it has a floppy disk symbol, that means that it is a program card. Look up here on this one, you see a purple square with something that kind of looks like a bomb. That means that it's an item card. Item cards are kind of like equipment for Digimon. You want to use them to power up your Digimon. Program cards do something to change the flow of the game. Once again, each turn you can play up to 3 option cards and no more. Pay very close attention though, some option cards are only allowed to be activated during certain phases of the game, as in the preparation phase, the battle phase, the evolution phase, or the point calculation phase. Make sure you keep that in mind. And lastly, we're going to talk about the field option card. Once again, I don't have a physical version of that one. I'll be using an image for post. These alter the game in certain ways, just like the program cards do. They can power up your Digimon, they can force your opponent to do something. Once again, make sure you read these field cards very carefully because their effects usually only kick in during certain points in the game, during certain phases. Okay, I think that does it. So, you guys have a brief idea of how to play the game, where the cards go, how these cards work, and the anatomy of cards. Next up, we're going to jump on a special game called Tabletop Simulator to play a simulated version of the Digimon Hyper Colosseum card game using translated cards. I will be commentating over this footage so you guys understand what's going on during the video. Let's get into it. Okay, here we are with some gameplay. The first thing that me and my opponent are going to do is search for a rookie Digimon. Once finding the rookie Digimon, we're going to place it in the Digimon box face down. Afterwards, shuffle the deck. After that, you're going to take the top card of your deck and put it sideways in the point gauge area, right under 100. This is going to be used to, once again, track your life points in this game, basically. Once all of that is done, you're going to draw 6 cards. This will be your hand. Alrighty, we have now entered the first phase of the game, the preparation phase. During this phase, you can set down your next evolution Digimon face down in the evolution slot, or take whatever cards from your hand that you don't want and throw them into the dark area, then draw up until you have 6 cards again. You could also set cards down in the options area. Remember, you can only set up to 3 and you have to set them down face down. Alright, now as you see, I threw away 2 cards. I'm going to go ahead and draw 2 right now. Alrighty, so I have a Giromon in my hand. I'm going to set him face down in the evolution box. As you see right here, there are 2 black dots right next to Agumon's name in the evolution requirements area at the very top. That means I have to take 2 cards from the top of my deck and set them face down in the vertical position in the growth area. We have now entered the evolution phase of the game. First thing you want to do, go ahead and flip over your rookie Digimon, then decide who's going to go first. It was decided by a game of rock, paper, scissors that my opponent was going to go first. However, he does not have an evolution, so I'm going to go ahead and go through my evolution. With the evolution phase being completed, we now move over to the next phase called the battle phase. So you might have noticed that neither of us had any option cards in our option card areas. We're still new to this game, so I went ahead and let my opponent set down his face down option card to use during the battle phase. Now as you see here, my opponent just flipped over a card called Black Gears. Now, Black Gears is going to add 100 to your Digimon's attack power. His Digimon power refers to, once again, the A, B, and C attacks. So in all 3 of those slots, he has 450 for A, 340 for B, and 250 for C. Based on my opponent's battle type, I have to use my B attack, which is Great Horns. I am now at 340. But because I'm A, my opponent has to use his A attack power. Due to the Black Gears, Gabumon is actually kicking Greymon's ass. He has 450 attack power, which means I lose this battle. Greymon now de-digivolves back down to Agumon. Depending on the level of the Digimon that beat me, I lose life points. For Greymon, that means I lose 20 life points. Right after the battle phase comes the point calculation phase. You resolve the battle, and then you go ahead and calculate how many life points you lose. And now we go straight into the preparation phase once again. I'm going to go ahead and look through my hand once more and try to get rid of a card or 2 so I can draw back up to 6. Alright, these 2 I don't really need right now. And same with this War Greymon. I'm just not going to be able to get to him right now. Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and set down my evolution. And I'll go ahead and set down an option card as well. Preparation phase done, now on to evolution. Now I went ahead and made this mistake. I forgot to set down my payment card from the top of my deck in the growth area. I'm going to go ahead and take care of that right now. We're done with the evolution phase, now on to the battle phase. Now both me and my opponent both have the green B battle type, as you can see in the top left, which means both of us have to use our B attack power. I'm at 370, while my opponent is at 240. Now here's the funny thing, even if you lose a battle with a rookie in the Digimon box, you do not lose that rookie. A rookie does not leave the field until you switch it out, or if a specific effect says so. So again, if you lose with your rookie, leave it right there, try to do better in the next battle. Now, because my opponent lost to a level 4 Digimon, he's going to lose 10 life points. Once again, we are done with the point calculation phase, right back to the preparation phase for us. Just going to go ahead and get rid of these cards, draw back up to 6. Now, as you see here, I have a Metal Tyrannomon. I'm going to be able to evolve once more, so I'm going to go ahead and set him down in the evolution box. In order for me to be able to Digivolve into Metal Tyrannomon, I'm going to need a special option card called Winning Percentage 40, which I have right here. I'm going to take this card and put it face down in the growth area. Now, unfortunately for my opponent, he once again does not have a Digimon to Digivolve into, so I'm going to go ahead and continue with my evolution phase. Alright, now on to the battle phase. I'm now a C battle type, forcing my opponent to use his C attack power. We already know that he's B. I'm at 430, and my opponent is at 150. Obviously, that means I win. My opponent loses once again. He is a rookie. He's going to stay there, but he's going to go ahead and lose another 10 life points. Point calculation phase is done. We're going to go right ahead and go right back to the preparation phase. Gonna get rid of these 2 cards, draw back up to 6. Ooh, I drew Digimon. Alright, a Mega level Digimon. This is special because in this game, when you Digivolve into a Mega level Digimon, you're able to actually regain life points. However, I'm gonna need winning percentage 60. Luckily for me, I have an option card in my hand that'll take its place. Well, it looks like my opponent finally got an evolution to go into. Let's see how this battle turns out. Alrighty, for this Digivolution, I'm using Super Evolution plugin S. It'll take the place of a winning percentage 60 or take the place of any Digivolve requirement that says Progress Evolution. Alrighty, looks like my opponent Digivolved into Giromon. Now, this is a pretty bad predicament. So, he is Battle Type A, I'm forced to use my A attack power, but I'm Battle Type C, forcing him to use his C attack power. This is bad for me because for most Digimon in this game, their C attack power comes with a special effect. If I use my A attack power goes to 0. That only happens if my opponent uses the C attack power, which he is forced to use because of my Digimon Machinedramon. Let me go ahead and double check my option cards to see if I have anything to save my ass. And I got nothing. So unfortunately for me, I'm gonna end up losing this battle. But because I lose to a level 4 Digimon, I'm gonna end up losing 30 life points. And as you just saw, I lost my 30 life points, my Machinedramon reverts back to an Agumon, and now I have to start from scratch. Let's see what I can pull off this time. Let's go back to the preparation phase. Alright, fresh new hand, let's see what I got. I'm gonna go ahead and set my Giromon for evolution. Whoops! Well, looks like that's not happening. I only have 1 card left in my deck, and I need 2 cards from the top in order to Digivolve. So, looks like I won't be able to Digivolve this turn at all. Let me set this option card down instead. Alright, so we're in the evolution phase right now, nobody's Digivolving, however my opponent has a card face down. And it seems like he's going to activate it, and it's a field option card called Dark Area. Now this card's effect is pretty nasty. As long as my Digimon has a different background to it than this card, I have to discard the top card of my deck during the end of the evolution phase. I need to get rid of the top card of my deck, and I have now decked out. In most card games, that usually means that you lose the game. However, in Digimon, that's not the case. Whenever your deck goes down to 0, your Digimon reverts back to rookie no matter what level it is. Any cards it had equipped to it in the option area gets sent to the dark area, and then you just shuffle everything there and put it back in your deck. In this card game, this process is referred to as reaching the end of your lifespan. Alright, evolution phase is done. That was pretty much a nightmare. Let's go into the battle phase. So quite clearly my opponent is winning here. We're both battle type A. However, I'm going to go ahead and power myself up with Black Gear. Gonna add 100 points to my power. By using this option card, I'm gonna tie the game. We're both at 460. My opponent has no other option cards set down to play. In a tie battle, nobody loses life points, nobody de-digivolves, and the only thing you have to do is resolve whatever other effects your option cards have. So for me, that means that my Black Gears are now done. It goes right into the dark area, and we go right into the preparation phase once again. Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and draw up to 6. Since I have a deck again, I can go ahead and Digivolve into Giromon, so let me go ahead and set him down. And I'm going to set this option card here for good measure too. Alrighty, preparation phase is done, on to the evolution phase. Let's Digivolve into Giromon. Now once again, my opponent has an option card in effect at the end of my evolution phase. As long as I have a different background, I have to get rid of the top card of my deck, so let's deal with that now. Now on to the battle phase. Once again, we're both battle type A. We're forced to use our A attack powers. Now I'm going to go ahead and activate my option card, White Wings. That's going to add 20 points to my attack power. Now my opponent has no other option cards to play. He's going to end up losing this battle. And because of that, he's going to lose 20 life points. Alright, we calculated the points onto the preparation phase once again. I'm pretty sure you guys are getting the hang of this, so I'm just going to stop announcing when we get to the next phase. I did add a visual to the left of the screen, so you guys can go ahead and pay attention to that so you can know what phase we're in. Just double checking White Wings over here. It says that it goes to the dark area only when my Digimon reaches the end of its lifespan, remember what I said earlier about that, or when I decide to get rid of it myself. Or of course, if my opponent uses a card to get rid of it too. Alright, during the preparation phase, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the White Wings card. This will give me a little bit of leeway to formulate a different plan. Mind you, you could actually do this during the preparation phase as well. If there's any option cards you don't want anymore, just go ahead and get rid of them during this stage. This will give you the chance to, once again, set up whatever plans you have in mind. Alrighty, looks like I got the winning percentage 40 again, so I'm going to go ahead and set up my next evolution into Metal Greymon. Alrighty, with my evolution set, I'm going to go ahead and set up this option card as well. Hopefully I'll get a chance to use it. Alright, everything's set up, let's Digivolve. Greymon Digivolves into Metal Greymon. Now this is pretty embarrassing. I did read the rules before playing this game, however I completely forgot that you're not supposed to continually stack Digimon evolutions on top of each other. When you Digivolve into higher levels, the previous level goes to the dark area while the next level Digimon stays on. So Greymon actually goes into the dark area and Metal Greymon will go ahead and take his place. Looks like my opponent is going to go ahead and Digivolve into Giromon. And he just flipped over the Matte Digidestin card. Now this is actually a very special card in the game. This is going to allow him to Digivolve Gabumon into Giromon without having to use any cards from the top of his deck. He has a secondary effect that activates during the battle phase, which would allow him to choose any of his 3 attack powers. Already on to the battle phase. My opponent's battle type is A, which means I have to use my A attack power. However, I'm forcing him to use his C attack power. Once again, that means that my A attack will go down to 0. Let's see if any of my option cards can save me. And here's where I do my next blunder. It specifically says in this option card, no items allowed, that during the battle phase I can activate it and destroy a face-up item option card. I'm going to go ahead and use it to destroy the Matte Digidestin program option card by accident. This was a mistake, this is not how you use this card. Once again, I'm sorry for that. However, even though I got rid of that Matte option card, it's not going to save me from losing this battle. Metal Greymon is going to lose against Giromon, and I'm going to go ahead and lose 20 more life points. Alrighty, let's see if I can turn things around this time. Well, how the tables have turned. Looks like my opponent has reached the end of his lifespan, which means his Giromon is going to revert back to Gabumon. Alrighty, let me look at my option cards real quick. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this card too. Give me a little bit of space, a little bit of breathing room. Let me draw it back up to 6. This is what I like to see. I got a Greymon and a Tyrannomon. Alright, let me set down my Tyrannomon for evolution. Let me double check this card. Emergency Program Halt. This is the card I would have used to actually get rid of that Matte option card. Let's hope I don't make that mistake again. I'm going to go ahead and set this other option card as well. Maybe it'll come in handy. Whoops, almost forgot to set down my payment for this evolution. Well, looks like my opponent is going to re-Digivolve into Giromon, but this time a different one. Alright, my turn to Digivolve. Agumon Digivolves into Tyrannomon. Now, because my opponent won, he's of course going to go ahead and go first. Let's see what option cards he's going to activate. Liquid Crystal Floppy. This is a major gamble. This card will take the top card of your deck, and if it's a Digimon card, he's going to cut my attack power in half. And indeed, it is a Candlemon, so that means all of my attack power is cut in half. So because we're both green, my attack power is actually cut to 185. Let's double check Emergency Program Halt. Nope, this isn't gonna work. It only works against program option cards. Liquid Crystal Floppy is an item option card. Alright, so I'm just gonna go ahead and activate my last card, Let's Stop Fighting. This card will stop the battle phase in a draw. After that, we go through the point calculation phase as if nothing happened, and we go ahead and restart in the preparation phase. Whew, that was a close call. Alright, let's see if I can pull something off. Alright, I have nothing useful in my hand. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of the whole thing. That way I can start with a fresh new hand of 6 cards. Now we're talking. Once again, I got my Metal Tyrannomon, I can see him right there. And I got my Super Evolution plugin S again. However, I won't be able to use it to get to Metal Tyrannomon. Alright, so no evolution for me. And my opponent won't be digivolving either, so let's go into the battle phase. Now fortunately for me, I'm already winning with 370 attack power. Let's see what my opponent has in store for me. And he's gonna go ahead and activate Black Gears. This is gonna give him 100 extra attack power, putting him at 430. But I saved an option card of my own. Offensive Plugin A. This will switch my attack power to my A attack power. So now I'm at 450 attack power. Well, looks like that's it. My opponent has no other option cards to play. He's gonna lose his Giromon along with 10 of his life points. Whoa, looks like my opponent is activating something during the point calculation phase. Revived from the darkness. And to activate it, he's gonna have to send the top 3 cards of his deck to the dark area. This, however, will let him take a Digimon card from his dark area and put it right back into his hand. Alright, now while my opponent takes care of his effect, I'm going to read this card real quick. An unquestionably strong attack. This is a special card, because this card will negate the C attack power effect of my opponent. Now that I know what that card does, let me go ahead and shuffle around my option card area and see what I can do with my hand. If I want to get to Metal Tyrannomon, I'm going to need winning percentage 40. In order to get that card, I'm going to need to draw it. So let me get rid of these 2 cards and let's draw back up to 6. And crap. Not only did I not draw it, but I also ran out of cards. I decked out, which means I'm going to revert back to Agumon. Well, luckily for me, I have another Tyrannomon in my hand, so let's go ahead and set that up. Agumon goes ahead and digivolves into Tyrannomon. Let's see what my opponent has in store. And once again, digivolving into Giromon. Oh, a little blunder there by my opponent, but it seems like the card he used for payment was his Matte option card. And he's using the Crest of Friendship. That's going to add another 50 points to his attack power. Alrighty, so my Emergency Program Hulk card is not going to work. That's an item card. And this card is practically useless at the moment. That means I have nothing to play, so my opponent wins this fight. Goodbye, Tyrannomon. Along with 10 more of my life points. Oh, that didn't go so well, so let me go ahead and try to draw something useful. Let me get rid of some cards. And boy, is this rough. I didn't draw any card I needed. I was hoping for another rookie Digimon so I could perform a switch. Looks like that won't be happening this turn. This Black Gear card is going to come in handy though, so let me set that up. And it looks like nobody's digivolving this turn, so let's go straight into the battle phase. So I'm at 240, my opponent is at 410. Even with the Black Gears card, I won't have enough attack power to win, so I'm just going to end up losing this battle. And there goes another 10 of my life points. Man, at this point I'm thinking of getting rid of my whole hand so I can start fresh again. So let me go ahead and do that. Hopefully I'll draw a much better hand. And immediately I feel like an idiot. I drew some awesome cards for sure. However, I made a huge mistake by getting rid of those 2 champion level Digimon. I now have a Giromon that can't digivolve. Alright, so I seemingly have nothing to play, so we're going to skip the evolution phase, skip the battle phase, and it's just going to be a repeat of the last battle, so I'm going to end up losing once again along with 10 more of my life points. So my opponent is choosing to do nothing during his preparation phase. He sees that he only has 1 card left, he's not going to get rid of anything from his hand, he wants to stay where he is. This is an option you can choose to do. Upon closer inspection though, I feel like an even bigger idiot because I could have easily switched to Giromon and had a better chance in the last battle. So let me go ahead and refresh my hand and switch over to Giromon. Oh, well look at that, I drew a Greymon. However, I'm going to go ahead and still switch to Giromon. So let me go ahead and set up the switch. In order to switch a rookie Digimon, you're going to go ahead and place it face down on the previous Digimon you have. I'll go ahead and set this option card as well. So let's go ahead and perform the switch. The old Digimon will get sent to the dark area once you digivolve into a champion level Digimon. Now, because I'm a C battle type, my opponent is forced to use his C attack power, which puts him at a disadvantage against me. He has no option cards in play, which means he ends up losing the battle. And since he lost to a level 3 Digimon, that means he's gonna lose 20 life points. Now my opponent has nothing else to lose. He's gonna go ahead and get rid of his whole hand and start fresh once again. Oh, and look at that, I drew a toy Agumon. Well, it looks like my opponent is ramping up for a battle, so let's see what happens. And once again, he's digivolving into Giromon. I have nothing to play, so let's see what my opponent has in store for me. And he's activating Black Gears. That's going to give him an extra 100 attack power. Little does he know I have a counter for that Black Gear card of his. It's an item card, so that means I can go ahead and finally use no items allowed correctly. And he's gonna slap me back with a Liquid Crystal Floppy card. Oh boy, let's hope he doesn't get lucky. Whew, that was a close call. Alright, so because his Liquid Crystal Floppy didn't work, he's gonna end up losing this battle once again, along with 20 more of his life points. Oh man, we're tied. This game is getting close. Let's see what I can pull off. Let me go ahead and get rid of these two cards and see if I can draw something better. And it looks like my opponent is trying to set up a different Digimon, along with an evolution. Alrighty, I drew Mechanorimon, an evolution for her Giromon. Something's telling me I should probably switch things up. I've had a C battle type Digimon for a while now. My opponent might be playing against that, so let me switch to Toy Agumon instead. Let me set down this option card as well. Alright, switch to Toy Agumon. Let's see what my opponent has in store for me. And it looks like he switched to Demi-Devimon and is digivolving into, who else? Devimon. Alright, so I'm clearly winning this battle right now due to my C attack power special ability. So I'm just going to go ahead and let my opponent play the first card. And he has nothing to play. However, since he's losing to a level 3 Digimon while using Devimon, that means he's going to lose 30 life points, which puts him at 0, making me the victor. Whoa, that was a hard-fought game. I was expecting him to activate something, but it seems like it was just there as a bluff. But Toy Agumon came in clutch. Looks like switching to him was the right call. And that is it, everyone. Thank you so much for coming to our channel and watching our videos. Thank you once again, Fran Kie, for requesting this video. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you learned a lot. For any of you who actually want to try to play this card game, no, you don't have to go out and get yourself an actual deck and learn how to read Japanese. As you saw, you can play this on Tabletop Simulator. And in order to do that, you're of course going to need the actual Tabletop Simulator game on Steam, and then you have to go to the workshop area to find the actual game. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Alrighty, now after you purchase Tabletop Simulator, you go to your library, you click on this, and then you go ahead to the workshop area right over here. Click on that, and it will take you here. Once you're in the workshop area, you're going to want to go to the search bar here and type in Digimon. Once you search for that, you're going to scroll down, and you're going to go ahead and subscribe to this one, Digimon Hyper Colosseum card game, created by Adark M07. This is the workshop add-on we used for the video. If you're interested in trying out the card game, we suggest you trying this. I hope you guys find that useful. If you like this video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know which one is your favorite Digimon card. And once again, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.